Alright, my name is Connor Dooley, and this is my demo for my game 2019, which was made as my first project for my game programming class. So, right off the bat, we have a start menu. The player so the way menus work in the game is that you shoot the buttons or run into them to press them, so we can go ahead and run into it to start. And we are immediately in level 1. So each enemy has its own health value. The red enemies and the snakes are 1, but these larger ships take a little more firepower. We have different power-ups that give different weapons. So we have a tri-shot, a pea shooter, which was the first one, a laser, and if we can get it, there is a missile launcher that's just called Big. So we've already died. I will say no. We'll go back to the main menu, and I will switch over to a version where I've given myself a lot more life, so we can get through this demo without dying. So we've got the big weapon, tri-shot. Okay, didn't get to see the big weapon, but that's all right. So anytime a bullet runs into the player or an enemy, whatever it ran into will subtract that bullet's damage from its life. So these lasers actually only deal half a point of damage, which is why it takes 2 of them to kill the red enemies and the snakes. It takes 4 to kill the stealth planes. If the player runs into a enemy, it will damage the player and kill the enemy. So I can fly over here, run into some of them. You'll see that it kills them instantly, but it also deals damage to the player, which in the normal game would kill you pretty fast. So each of the levels I made by hand. There are 2 levels and a boss fight in this game. This isn't really a clone of 1942 because I didn't base these levels at all on the original game. I didn't really base the enemy AI on the original game. Really only the gameplay mechanics themselves of shooting, flying, collecting power-ups made it into my version of the game. So the way I put myself in is my face is the boss. So I've got some lasers coming out of my eyes. I fly around. Every time the boss shoots and then stops, it will change weapons randomly. So it started with the pea shooter. Now it's got the tri-shot. And you just have to shoot it for a while. Stay alive, which is much more challenging when you don't have 150 health, but I think that having extra health for the purpose of this demo works out. So the objective of the game is, there's really 3 objectives. Stay alive, of course, so that you can actually finish the game. Defeat the boss, and also up here we have score. Oh, I ran into the boss. But up there we have a score that when you win, doesn't reset. If you die, it will. And so you also want to get the highest score you possibly can in order to, I don't know, if there were a leaderboard, it would get to be the top of the leaderboard, but that would require a database, which is a little bit outside the scope of the project. So yeah, I can switch over to the actual version of the game. we'll get a little bit of a score going here, and then you'll see that when I die, I'll hit yes to go back to level 1, and our score is reset to 0. So if you beat it, you can just keep playing to get higher and higher scores, but if you lose, then your score goes back to 0. All of the sprite work is done by me. All of the little animations and everything you see, this background, I used GIMP for the background, and for the sprites I mostly use Piskel, but I did use a little bit of GIMP for certain edits, especially for the face. This font for the level 1 and the start and everything are free fonts from Google. And I'd add again. It's a very difficult game. Let's try one more time and see how far we can get. But yeah, that's my game. Oh, and the controls that I'm using, I completely forgot to mention, are the arrow keys to move back and forth and up and down, and the space bar to shoot. Thanks for watching.